Hey guys, so today I've got this Johnson 4 horsepower. I think this thing's like 80s, 90s vintage. Not really sure, and I don't even know where to look to see. I'm sure there's numbers that would tell me, but they're all greased over. Anyway, it's just spitting, faintly spitting water out the back. So I think I need a new water pump. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do that today, right? So on this one, what I've read is there's a bolt here, and then there's 2 bolts underneath right here that need to come off. And then this lower unit should be able to pop off. Now sometimes it gets caught, so hopefully we don't get our shaft frozen or whatever. You want to put it in neutral, get those bolts, and then slide it off. So let's give that a shot and see how we can do. Oh, and I've got this little water pump kit I bought off of Amazon. I'll include the link to it. It's got something that looks like this and a little impeller and some bolts, and it was really cheap considering. So I will add the link to that if it works, if all this works. And if it doesn't work, you probably won't see this video. So let's see. I think this thing is a 3/8 bolt. All right, again, you want it in neutral. Got the 3 bolts out. Let's see if this thing drops. Ooh, yep, see? And it pulls right out like that, okay? So sometimes you might have to bang on it or pry it. I actually pulled out a pry bar just in case. It doesn't look like this one's been pried on at all. But here's the pump, right? And so that's our little pump. It looks like the same size, so hopefully everything lines up and it fits. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these off and see what we got under here. Let's see. Same 3/8 inch drive on that. Alright, so there's that. It comes off, it just slides off of there. And it looks like it's just a gasket, this outer shell, and then 4 bolts, which I think all are included in this kit. And then we've got this little rubber thing, which looks like it's all worn out maybe. And yeah. Let's just see. Let me pull this thing apart. Oop. This wants to come out, apparently. Another plate with another gasket on it. That is like that. How does this thing come off? Okay, that just slides down, and then there's this like a plastic key in there. This little plastic key. Alright, that came off. This has got like a seal around it. and all of a sudden I got grease, oil. So I'm thinking if I tilt this over at this point, I'm going to lose all my gear oil, which I need to change out anyway. But for right now, I'm guessing that I would. I don't know. I'm not going to try it. Right now I just wipe it into my hands for conditioner. And what's interesting is I don't see where these things are used. These things being, oh, maybe, I don't know, let's see what we got. So we got something in the end of this thing. That looks like that. There's no instructions with this kit. Not that we really need it, it's pretty self-explanatory. So again, like these little plug things, I'm not sure what they do. It looks like this one had a small plug. It looks like they've got two different types of plugs. So I'm thinking I just continue with this small one. Here's the new impeller. And then we have a new little key, new little piece of plastic key there. And then we get this little O-ring, which I don't know where this O-ring goes. This little O-ring here. I didn't see an O-ring anywhere on this one. Let's see. So, this thing, I'm going to put this one in here. Again, I don't even really know what this thing does. This looks kind of pointless, but I'm sure it does something. Restricts the flow of the water going in there or something maybe. Yeah, that looks like what it does. This one has a smaller, like funnel shape, and this one's a little bit bigger. So this one that I pulled out looks about the same as the one I just put in, so I'm going to go with what was there. Then we have two little gaskets. There. And a plate. And then we will take and put our impeller with the key on this thing. I'm not sure, I don't see any markings that mark like a side or direction on this, so I'm just assuming I can put it in any which way. So I'll go from the bottom, slide this up, put my key in this little notch here, line up the little hole with that, and that locks that out. This O-ring, I don't really know where that goes, but we'll just go with it. Alright, so I'm trying to get this impeller in here. That's proven to be a little challenging. There we go. I think I got it. Shoved in there. Hopefully it doesn't have to be one way or the other. I'm thinking since this impeller moves, oh wait, it doesn't move both ways, does it? Once this thing goes, it'll trigger it the right way. Put my key in there. Again, this is the first time I've done this, so hopefully I'm doing it right. Leave some comments down below if you see something I'm doing wrong, or you know where this O-ring goes, because I didn't see an O-ring on anything that I took off. So I'm hoping I just didn't dig in deep enough maybe, or on this engine the O-ring's not required maybe. I don't know, it's probably not, but or it's probably required, and I'm just screwing something up, but we'll keep going with it anyway. And then this goes like this. And then this whole thing goes back in here. I think that the key is still in there, holding on. They give me 2 bags, but I think these screws are the same. I don't know. Let's see. Same size. Yep. All right, so hopefully that works. We'll see. We will soon find out. Okay, so I looked at the schematic, part schematic, and I don't see where that little O-ring goes. So I'm just gonna ignore it. They gave me an extra part like this, so maybe it's on a different board, different outboard. Who knows? You know, this thing, I really don't care if I blow it up. I got another one, and it's a 4 horsepower old beater motor, so yeah, I just wanted to start spitting water like it should. So let's go ahead and put this thing back on, bolt up those 3 bolts, and test it out, get out on the water. So this should go back in here. Wait, so that's not, you want the prop going the right way. This shifter thing goes through this little hole here. That's what I was doing wrong. And then that little gear is going to want to try to pop in there. So it's just getting those teeth aligned, those teeth on the end of that shaft, getting those aligned. Now notice we have 3 different bolts. We got 2 that are skinnier and longer. So the third one, odd man out, goes on top here. And then these 2 other guys go down below. All right, let's go try this out. See if it works, shall we? Okay, important step. I went down, I put it in the water, and I got no water coming out, right? So I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong. So this thing, there's a little tube in here. So, yeah, so you can't really see it. This thing, there's a tube that needs to go in. It's right about there. It's like looks like a needle. It's kind of, yeah, let's see if I can get this thing so you can actually see that tube. There it is, a little tube there. See it? That thing. You need to get that thing to go into this thing. So I guess that's why this is so far out. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and then we'll see if we can get some water pumping out of this thing. All right, so the other thing I'm getting an idea for is it came with 2 of these little seals, and this is the one that came out of the previous pump that I took out. Again, that pump looked pretty good. It was in pretty good shape, but it just wasn't spitting the water out as well as I'd like. This one is smaller. It's got a smaller hole. It's a little bit bigger on the top. And I noticed when I put it on this thing, it's tight, but I can put it on, right? So I'm thinking this is the one I want. So it seals it. So I'm not just spraying water into the mid area, that I'm actually spraying it into that hose. So I'm gonna try this instead of that small one and see if that kicks it up a notch. All right, so I got spit coming out. Yeah, so that's coming out a lot better than what it was before. And so I think since the impeller was still pretty good, the pump was still pretty good shape, I think it was just that little grommet. They had the wrong size on there. This engine needs the small one to fit tight around that little straw. When I first put the thing on, I didn't put the straw in, so it wasn't spitting at all. Now it's spitting pretty good. I'm feeling the water coming out. The water is nice and cold. They're cool anyway. It's not like boiling hot. Like it was when I had the other one in. The water was coming out really hot, so I think it just wasn't getting enough flow. So yeah, I think this thing's good to go. I'm going to change the gear oil in it, the lower unit, but other than that, another season for this thing, putzing around the river here. All right, thanks for watching.